Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to check the MT12, the first surface radio by RadioMaster, which is also the first surface radio that features a built-in Express LRS radio transmission module. In this video I'm going to quickly go over the features and specs of the MT12, and I plan to post in the next few weeks more videos featuring this new and exciting radio controller. First of all, in terms of packaging, the MT12 comes inside this box. Inside you can find a carrying case that is going to enable you to store the radio controller along with some accessories and carry it around. The MT12 radio controller, a USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable, which is used for charging the batteries of the MT12, which are not included, and for connecting the radio controller to a computer, for using it with RC simulators, and for updating its firmware, a RadioMaster branded hand strap, an adapter which is going to enable you to connect nano-sized radio transmission modules to the radio controller, two types of switches which are going to enable you to customize the base of the radio controller, and a radio receiver is included as well. I've got the Express LRS version, which comes with the RadioMaster ER3CI, a 2.4 GHz Express LRS 3 channels radio receiver that features a built-in voltage detection, and the multi-protocol version is bundled with the RadioMaster ER85C, a 2.4 GHz 5 channels radio receiver. In terms of features and specs, the MT12 is preloaded with HDX and features a 2.7-inch monochromatic LCD screen. It's available in two versions, so you can either get the version that I have that features a built-in Express LRS 2.4 GHz radio transmission module that has a maximum output power of 250 milliwatts, or you can get a version that comes with a built-in 4-in-1 multi-protocol module. In addition to the steering wheel and trigger, the MT12 features two potentiometers which will enable you to easily find their center point, a 3-position switch, a momentary switch which is found over here, another 2 momentary switches over here, and this momentary switch. Now, as I've shown you earlier, you can also add more switches using this compartment, so by removing it and connecting the switches to the motherboard of the radio controller, you'll be able to add another switch or two. As for powering it up, the MT12 is using 2S batteries. Batteries are not included, but you are getting this battery tray, which is going to require you to use two 18650 lithium-ion battery cells. Charging the batteries is done using this USB Type-C port, which supports a quick charge 3.0 protocol and a maximum charging current of 2 amperes. In addition, under this rubber cover, you can find 3.5mm audio and trainer ports, a USB Type-C port, which, as I've mentioned earlier, is used for connecting the radio controller to a computer, for using it with RC simulators, and also for updating the firmware of the radio controller and Express LRS radio module, a micro SD card slot, which comes with a 512 megabytes micro SD card pre-inserted, and a 3-pins servo port. On the top side of the radio controller, in addition to the 2.7-inch LCD screen, you can find navigation buttons and the roller wheel button, which is going to enable you to set all the different options. Here you can find a lanyard hold, which you can use with the included hand strap. Next to the steering wheel, you can find the trim buttons.
Trim center.
On the right, left, and front sides of the radio controller, you can find customizable LEDs. On the sides of the radio controller, you can find holes that will enable you to add custom accessories, and over here you can find this connector, which along with the provided adapter will enable you to connect nano-sized modules to the radio controller. So you'll be able to use Crossfire, Express LRS, and pretty much every type of radio module which is supported by the HDX system. Now, in terms of ergonomics and build quality, as far as I can tell from my current experience using it, and keep in mind that I have a limited experience using surface radio controllers, the MT12 is the best surface radio controller that I've used so far. It feels very good in the hands, but you should keep in mind that it is better suited for right-hand users. In addition, the build quality looks pretty good, especially considering the price of the radio controller, and including two 18650 lithium-ion battery cells, the MT12 weighs 573 grams. As for using the Express ELRS system along with an RC car, here you can see a pretty simple example of how it's done, and a more detailed tutorial will follow. I've connected the new ER5CI Express ELRS 2.4 GHz radio receiver to the Besgar HP161S car. Channel 1 is connected to throttle, channel 2 to steering, channel 3 to the LED controller, and this servo connector is connected to the fan which keeps the motor cool. In addition, I've also connected the voltage detection pin to this port over here, so I'm able to get the battery voltage reading on the radio controller, which is very useful. Binding the radio controller with the radio receiver is done just like any other Express ELRS radio controller and radio receiver. The easiest option is to use a binding phrase, so you will need to flash the firmware of the radio controller and radio receiver using the Express ELRS configurator tool. Currently the firmware is still not available, but once the products are released, you will be able to find the appropriate firmware using the Express ELRS configuration tool, and you can also define the binding phrase using the web UI. So you will need to head over to the system settings of the radio controller, then under Express ELRS you can find the Wi-Fi connectivity menu, and over here you'll be able to enter Wi-Fi mode. Then after connecting to the Wi-Fi network, which is going to be generated by the radio controller, you will be able to configure the binding phrase and other settings using the web UI, and similarly you'll be able to do so for the radio receiver by powering it up, waiting for a minute, and then it's going to automatically enter Wi-Fi mode. Another option is to use the bind option, which personally I don't really use, as I find the binding phrase option much more convenient. Now I'm going to power the RC car along with the radio receiver.
Telemetry recovered.
As you can see, the radio receiver is already bound with the radio controller, and the connection link was pretty much done instantaneously. Channel number 2 is controlling the steering servo, and channel number 1 controls the throttle. Currently it's not doing anything because I defined this switch as an arming switch, so after arming the car, as you can see, the throttle is going to start working. I'm using an advanced, or maybe not that advanced, HTX settings for defining the arm switch. I've also configured a couple of logical switches which are going to provide an indication when the battery is low. I've also configured this switch to provide an indication of the current battery voltage. So as you can see, the current voltage is
12.6 volts.
And you can also monitor the battery voltage using the telemetry screen. So as you can see, the battery is currently full and its voltage is 12.6 volts. I'm going to go over the different settings in an upcoming video, and if you have any suggestions or questions that you would like me to answer in the upcoming video or videos, please let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this quick video about the RadioMaster MT12. Overall, I find this radio controller very impressive and very exciting, especially because I think that Express ELRS is now going to become the standard for RC cars, and I expect to see plenty of bind and run models which are going to integrate the Express ELRS system. So you are going to be pretty much limited by your video transmission system in case you are going to add, for example, an FPV camera to your RC car, and not by the radio link. As always, I thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it useful. I wish you all happy driving, or happy flying, or happy whatever you're going to do, and I'll see you soon on my next videos. Goodbye.